One day after unilaterally announcing that he would raise U.S. tariffs on South Korean goods to 25%, U.S. President Donald Trump claimed that the two sides would, quote, work something out. Our Moon Hye-ryeon has the latest.
U.S. President Donald Trump has opened the door to further tariff discussions with South Korea, saying the two sides will work something out, even as his administration warns that higher tariffs could return over stalled trade commitments. Speaking to reporters at the White House on Tuesday, Trump said he would seek a solution with Seoul after announcing plans a day earlier to raise tariffs on South Korean goods from 15% to 25%.
So we'll work something out. We'll work something out with South Korea.
The White House says the planned increase is tied to South Korea's failure to fulfill commitments under a bilateral trade deal. A senior official said while Washington lowered tariffs on Korean goods, Seoul has made no progress on its end of the bargain. Under the agreement, Washington reduced both reciprocal and product-specific tariffs, including those on automobiles, in exchange for South Korea's pledge to invest $350 billion in the United States. But U.S. officials point to delays in passing legislation in Korea's National Assembly needed to support that investment. The dispute centers on a special bill to facilitate U.S.-bound investment introduced last November following a bilateral memorandum of understanding. An expert says Trump is pushing to lock in Seoul's investment pledge before legal uncertainty undermines the deal.
Unless the legislation passes the Korean National Assembly and everything is signed and dotted, if the tariffs are found to be unconstitutional, then Korea, as well as other countries, to back out from the investment commitment that they made during the trade negotiations.
The U.S. retroactively lowered auto tariffs in December after the bill was submitted, but the legislation has yet to pass. In Seoul, the ruling Democratic Party says the bill will be formally reviewed in February, stressing that the delay reflects standard legislative procedures. Opposition lawmakers argue that national interests are at stake and warn against unilateral action. Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Koo Yoon-chol has urged lawmakers to swiftly process the bill, while acknowledging the government has not received a formal notice from Washington on any tariff timeline. With South Korea's industry minister expected to meet U.S. officials soon, both governments are watching closely to see whether diplomacy or legislation can prevent a renewed trade clash. Moon Hye-ryeon, Arirang News.